Let's head south from Christchurch to the Catlins, one of the country's most beautiful and least populated regions. Nestled, I guess, between Dunedin and Invercargill, the area's rugged coastline and native forests are a big draw hard for the surging number of tourists coming to New Zealand. Now, visitor numbers to the region have jumped 15% in the past year and by at least a third since 2008. That's given locals new income, but also left them cleaning up after careless visitors. As part of RNZ's Is This the Brighter Future series, our Otago Southern reporter Ian Telfer and videographer Rebecca Parsons-King went to the Catlins to meet one tourist operator.
He's one of our oldest horses. The matriarch of the group.
Cara Mayer from Catlins Horse Riding is passionate about her animals and her region.
Catlins is a special place. It's the environment, it's the rugged beauty, you know, it's the community spirit, it's, you know, the simple things in life. The blue skies, the seas, the green hills, the forest, the wildlife, the sandy beaches. But we are pretty southern, so it's rough, it's rugged, we get winds, we get snow. We're not far from Antarctica, so it does get cold, but the cold makes you appreciate the warm days.
So showing tourists her home from horseback is a natural fit. Based at her parents' organic sheep farm, Cara, her husband Neil and other family members take 500 visitors a year on everything from short pony rides around the yard to romantic beach treks. She started the business 15 years ago and says word got out pretty fast.
Oh, I think the first season I had about 30 people. The second season I had over 30, I think, in 1 month alone, in January.
But it hasn't all been plain sailing. There's the marketing, the bookwork and myriad safety rules. And then there's just the nature of the industry.
Tourism's fickle, the weather's fickle, and not everyone wants to ride in the rain. It's not pleasant if the weather's really horrible. It's not pleasant for us, it's not pleasant for the horses, it's not safe. So it varies a lot depending on what the weather's doing, who's around.
But there are national forces at work too. Since it came to power in 2008, the National-led government has pushed tourism hard, doubling the marketing spend and opening the gates to an extra 1 million visitors. Cara says the Catlins used to be New Zealand's best-kept secret, but the secret's definitely out now with some unfortunate consequences.
One of the biggest challenges we have with tourism in the Catlins now is freedom camping, and it's not a Catlins problem, it's a New Zealand problem. And it's difficult because as Kiwis we like to just be able to go and camp wherever we can, but there's a lot of people out there that don't respect the environment. They don't realise the impact that crapping in the bushes has on us personally. It's not nice when your dog jumps off the four-wheeler and rolls in human crap and jumps back on beside you. It's not good for the wildlife. There's a lot of disease in the yellow-eyed penguins, which is really rare, and that's possibly coming from human contamination.
Cara says the tourism boom's been good and bad, but the government should have been more careful to manage the surging numbers.
People have to think of the bigger picture. It's all very well bringing in millions of tourists or however many come in, but we need to make sure that they're coming for the right reasons and they're respecting our country. There's a lot of people coming in with next to no money. They buy cheap cars, they don't have insurance. You know, we had one take out 6 posts in our fence. They could have ended up upside down in a ditch if they hadn't hit our fence, which stopped them rolling and turning up upside down. You know, we don't want to go around the farm and find someone dead in a car.
Cara has a lot on her mind. She and Neil are expecting their first child, and she may have to take on more staff. She says her dream is just to keep going and to keep the business sustainable.
But we don't want to go big and corporate. We want to keep small and personal. That's what people love about coming to the Catlins, about doing the horse riding. You know, it's family orientated, it's personal, it's not just numbers on backs. It's about getting to know the people and letting them get to know the Catlins and the farm.
In Telfer and Rebecca Parsons-King with that report from the Catlins. Really beautiful part of the world. One of the most magic days I ever had was visiting Hone Tūwhare when he lived there in a little place up above the beach. Superb.